Hair Department head Tim Muir talks, shaping the looks of Landman and Yellowstone. While Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone has come to an end, his newest show, Landman, continues to cement the showrunner's ever-growing legacy of success. Both shows take place in the modern day, but explore very different worlds. Yellowstone delves into the complicated relationships between a ranching family, the Broken Rock Indian Reservation, Yellowstone National Park, and land developers, and Landman explores the cutthroat world of the oil business in West Texas. Still, Sheridan's affinity for grounded, realistic storytelling and hardscrabble characters creates through lines that make his different television worlds feel connected, even if their stories do not intertwine. Another reason for an overall sense of tonal consistency may be that Sheridan often works with the same collaborators. One of those is Hair Department head Tim Muir. Muir has worked on Yellowstone, 1883, 1923, and Landman, even shaping looks for the Yellowstone series finale. Muir also has experience with big-budget blockbusters, having served as a hairstylist on Spider-Man: No Way Home. Screen Rant spoke with Tim Muir about his work on the Taylor Sheridan shows Landman and Yellowstone. Muir discussed his favorite looks from both series, his collaboration with actors, and how his department maintained continuity despite long breaks between shoots. Muir even revealed how his own time in Texas helped him craft the looks of characters across Landman's different social tiers. Screen Rant, you've worked on a bunch of shows with Taylor Sheridan at this point. What is your collaboration like with him? How opinionated is he on things in your world? Hairstyles are not generally detailed in screenplays. When you get a script, what kinds of things are you looking for to inform how you shape the look of a character? Across Landman and Yellowstone, is there a look or a character that you found to be most challenging? I love that you have first-hand knowledge of the culture across all the different types of people in Texas. Were there specific people from your own life that you based any looks on? When it comes to creating iconic characters with unforgettable visuals, Tim Muir, the hair department head for both Landman and Yellowstone, knows that every strand matters. His ability to define and shape the looks of complex characters in the rough, gritty landscapes of these hit series goes beyond simply creating a hairdo. It's about reflecting the essence of a person's story, their environment, and their relationships. Muir's journey into the world of hairdressing began in his youth, when he found an interest in the artistry of shaping hair as a form of expression. Hair is like a canvas, Muir reflects. It's a reflection of the character's inner world, their emotions, and where they are in their life. His extensive experience working on sets like Yellowstone has been instrumental in shaping the visual identity of the Dutton family and the broader Yellowstone universe. But with the recent success of Landman, a prequel and companion series, Muir was once again tasked with crafting characters whose physical appearance conveys their journeys and environments. For Muir, hair is more than just a style. It's a storytelling tool. When I approach the characters, I try to connect with the director and the showrunner. What do they want to communicate with this character? How can we tell their story through their hair? On Yellowstone, the iconic rugged looks of characters like John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner, and Rip Wheeler, portrayed by Cole Hauser, come to life with precision. Muir's team works meticulously to ensure that each character's hair speaks to their lifestyle, hardworking, weathered, and often with a deep connection to the land. For Rip Wheeler, whose messy, dark, and often wind-swept hair matches his raw and gritty persona, Muir knew that the look had to symbolize not only his tough nature, but also his loyalty to the Duttons. Rip's hair is always somewhat untamed, Muir explains. It represents his emotional state. He's a man who is rough around the edges, yet incredibly steadfast and loyal. His look communicates that he's been through a lot of struggle, and he's not trying to impress anyone. It's about authenticity. Similarly, John Dutton's distinguished, graying look represents a man who's been through the emotional and physical battle of protecting his land and his family. Muir credits the styling of Costner's character to the actor's personal input and collaboration with the team. Kevin Costner has such a strong presence. He's a leader, and his hair is part of his commanding presence. His graying hair, which we subtly emphasize, speaks to his experience, wisdom, and the weight of his responsibility as the patriarch of the Dutton family. Muir's approach to creating a signature look for each character extends to the supporting cast as well. Every character is so unique. Beth Dutton, played by Kelly Rayleigh, has an intense, fiery look. Her hair is always sleek and precise, just like her personality. It's a clear contrast to her father, John Dutton, where we see his more relaxed and rugged hairstyle. Beth's hair reflects her ambition, her determination, and her sharpness, Muir explains. As Muir worked on Landman, he found that the challenge was not just to replicate the success of Yellowstone, but to push boundaries and define new looks for the characters. Landman, a series centered around the world of oil and the ruthless pursuit of wealth, introduced a different set of characters, some of whom were more urban and polished, while others carried the roughness and grit of their environment, much like the characters of Yellowstone. Muir and his team had to balance the modern, high-powered world of oil executives with the dusty, wild terrain that shaped the oil industry's roots. The contrast between Yellowstone and Landman is fascinating, Muir says. Yellowstone is more about weathered, hard-working ranchers, whereas Landman deals with the power players in the oil industry, many of whom are polished, sleek, and wealthy. We really have to think about the hierarchy of power and status in this world. The look of a character can tell you so much about where they sit within the company or society. In Landman, characters like Charlie, portrayed by an up-and-coming actor with a sophisticated and well-groomed look, required more attention to sleekness and control. His perfectly combed hair communicates his meticulous nature and desire to climb the corporate ladder. Meanwhile, other characters, more tied to the land, reflect a balance of sophistication with a bit of grit, a visual reflection of their backstory and survival instincts. When crafting the look for the characters of Landman, Muir drew upon his knowledge of the oil industry's real history, drawing on the visual influences of corporate moguls who shaped the world with their wealth and influence. Muir notes that while Yellowstone's Dutton family characters were inspired by a rancher's rugged authenticity, Landman's characters were more concerned with projecting a different form of power through wealth and influence. I had to think about what it meant for someone in the oil industry. How do we differentiate their looks from someone who works on a ranch? We had to bring a sense of calculated precision to their hair. The time and effort invested into each character's hairstyle on Landman reflects Muir's unwavering commitment to the authenticity of their representation. Whether it's a well-tamed office look or a more rugged, dirt-streaked character, Muir has an instinctive understanding of how hair can serve as an extension of character development. While Yellowstone had established a reputation for bold, earthy, and rugged aesthetics, Landman presented the challenge of fitting characters into an environment where money, politics, and power ruled. Yet both shows share a common thread: hair that reveals the essence of the character's life, their choices, and the narrative around them. Each of these characters, no matter where they come from or where they're headed, is shaped by their surroundings, Muir says. That's why every hairline, every curl, every strand has meaning. It's not just a visual, it's a tool that we use to tell the story. We get to add a layer of depth to these already rich and complicated characters. Tim Muir's work on Yellowstone and Landman is a testament to his belief that every character, no matter their role or background, deserves to have their hair tell part of their story. Whether it's the stoic Dutton patriarchs or the slick oil executives of Landman, Muir has crafted looks that reflect the heart and soul of each character, helping bring their worlds to life in ways that resonate with audiences long after the credits roll.